What's up, guys? Coach Eric here. Today, I want to give you something that will completely change how you read the Bible, how you trust God, and how you move through life with confidence instead of confusion. This is not hype. This is not a religious noise. This is kingdom clarity. And I want to openly give credit where credit is due here. A lot of this framework has been sharpened for me through the teachings of a guy named Myron Golden. And if you know who he is, you know he doesn't deal with surface level faith. He teaches how God actually governs reality. What I'm about to share are 6 lessons that once you see them, you never read the scriptures the same again. And more importantly, you'll stop guessing about your future. Principles are God's automations. They are the way God has decided outcomes will work in the earth. Seed time and harvest. Honor creates access. Obedience precedes prosperity. Alignment produces authority. Principles don't care how you feel. They don't respond to emotion. They respond to application. See, David didn't look at Goliath and panic. He perceived a principle. He actually said, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?" That wasn't trash talk. That was a covenant awareness. David saw that Goliath had no authorization, no covenant, and no right to stand. So when you perceive principles, fear loses its grip on you. See, God cannot lie. That's not theology. That's legal reality. Promises are not motivational quotes. They are covenant guarantees. But here's what Myron teaches in his lessons that most people actually just straight up miss. Promises are pursued, not begged for. David pursued the promise of God's covenant with Israel. Joshua pursued the promise of inherited land. Jesus pursued the promise set before him. See, you don't cling to promises emotionally. You stand on them intellectually, intelligently. If God said it, the outcome is already settled. Timing is the only variable. God says the same thing a multitude of ways on purpose. Why? Because patterns create predictability. Be, do, have, calling, preparation, delay, opposition, inheritance, promise, pressure, fulfillment. Once you recognize the pattern, you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start saying, oh, I know the stage. Wisdom is not knowing more verses. Wisdom is recognizing where you are in the pattern and responding correctly. That's how warriors stay calm while others panic. Okay, this is where most people fall off. Knowing without doing produces fragile faith. God didn't tell Joshua to admire the law. He said, observe to do according to all that is written. Practice speaking the word. Practice obedience. Practice consistency. Practice discipline. Practice honoring God when no one is watching. Practices keep you positioned. Grace restores access. Practices sustain alignment. Prayer is not about convincing God. Prayer is a tuning mechanism. So Jesus taught us to pray like this: your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Well, that's not weakness. That's authority. When you pray God's will, you stop fighting reality and you start moving with it. Prayer aligns your heart, clarifies your steps, prepares you for what God has already planned. Mature sons don't beg, they listen. When you perceive principles, pursue promises, recognize patterns, practice obedience, pray alignment, you don't guess the future, you recognize it. God's predictions, what we often call prophecy, don't remove process, they direct it. And this positions you on the path of success. The Bible says it plainly: fear God and keep his commandments. That is not restriction, that is freedom with clarity. The Bible is not a book of religion. It's a kingdom manual. God is the king. Jesus restored connection. Principles govern outcomes, and alignment makes trust inevitable. See, this framework has helped me as a man, a father, a coach, and a leader. And again, I want to honor Myron Golden because his teachings on kingdom, value, and alignment has helped articulate the truths at a much higher level for me. So if this hit you, drop alignment in the comments. Share it with someone who needs clarity instead of chaos. And remember something. Warriors don't hope blindly. They move wisely. I'll see you in the next one. Hope this blessed you. Take care.